Namaskar. Welcome to Vision of Asia, Voice of the Community. I'm Kala Shankar. Since we're already a week into December, we are on the threshold of a new year. How did we do in 2019? We will be asking this question more earnestly in the coming days and weeks. What are our plans for 2020? Many of us have started working on this question, which leads to New Year's resolutions. We will discuss this more during the upcoming weeks. Now, let's begin today, December 8th, weekly special edition of Vision of Asia on ITV Gold with the news headlines. The celebration of Indian Constitution Day at the Indian Consulate, a report from the Pushti Temple, Vraj in Pennsylvania, the India Business Conclave at Princeton, the 7 Essentials in South Asian Fashion Holiday Season 2019 edition, and an interview with author Udit Dave. All this coming up right after these messages. Stay with us. Dr. Madhav Khosla from Columbia University was a keynote speaker at a significant event organized by the Consulate General of India, New York, on November 26th. This event was hosted to mark Indian Constitution Day. As you are aware, the chairman of the Indian Constitution Committee, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, also studied at Columbia University. With this link, New Yorkers have a special relationship with the drafting of India's Constitution. India's Constitution was adopted on November 26, 1949, but only came into effect on January 26, 1950. The Constitution of India provides its citizens with 6 fundamental rights. These rights include the right to freedom and the right to equality. Here's a report from the event to mark Indian Constitution Day.
On November 26, 1949, the Constitution was adopted by the Indian Parliament. There is a lot of history into the making of our Constitution. I'm sure Madhav will deal with it in great detail. And we sometimes get confused with our Republic Day, which is January 26, 1950. On that day, the Constitution came into force, but it was adopted on November 26, 1949. And why we are celebrating it this year in 2015, on the 125th birth anniversary of the father of the Indian Constitution, Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, who has very strong links with this city, because he studied in Columbia University and was largely inspired, to a great deal inspired by American constitutional law. On his 125th anniversary, we decided to celebrate Constitution, 70 years of the Indian Constitution in a big way. The Constitution is an important document. What we were taught in school and college is that it's a living document. It's not enshrined in stone. It keeps on changing, and there are amendments to it as and when the nation feels that it needs to be amendment. And one such amendment happened very, very recently, which we are all very aware of. We will be celebrating the Constitution Day in a very special way.
आज प्रोफेसर माधव खोसला जो डॉक्टर B.R. अम्बेडकर चेयर होल्ड करते हैं कोलंबिया यूनिवर्सिटी में, इंडिया गवर्नमेंट एंडाउड चेयर, उन्होंने भारत की कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन मेकिंग के बारे में बात करी. जो मुझे सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट मुद्दा लगा वो ये था कि उन्होंने कहा कि जो वेस्ट में डेमोक्रेसी है और जो राइट्स मूवमेंट है और सफरेज है और लोगों प्राइवेट और पब्लिक प्रॉपर्टी का डिफ्रेंसिएशन है, चर्च एंड स्टेट का डिफरेंस, वो कई वर्ष लगे उनको लाने में. लेकिन भारत ने एक यूनिक एक्सपेरिमेंट किया विश्व में कि सारी चीज़ें एक साथ करने की कोशिश करी. डेमोक्रेसी, इलेक्शन, वोटिंग राइट्स, प्राइवेट प्रॉपर्टी, पब्लिक प्रॉपर्टी, सारी चीज़ें लाने की कोशिश करी. तो ये विश्व में कहीं नहीं हुआ है. तो ये एक अनमोल चीज़ है जो भारत में हुआ. और दूसरी बात उन्होंने ये कही कि जो भारतीय कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है वो सबसे मतलब एवरेज औसतन 20 या 22 साल एक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन किसी देश का रहा है। भारतीय कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन 70 साल से वो एक जीवित दस्तावेज़ है, उसमें परिवर्तन लाया जा रहा है और जो भारत की नए नए रिक्वायरमेंट्स है उसके अनुसार उसको हम लोग रूपांतरित कर रहे हैं। तो ये मुद्दे उन्होंने रखे। असेंबलीमैन डेविड वेप्रिन हमारे साथ मौजूद थे, उन्होंने भारत और अमेरिका के बारे में, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन एंड रूल ऑफ लॉ के बारे में बात करी, और डॉक्टर नीता जैन ने कहा कैसे भारत के से कि मूल के हैं वो भारत से कैसे प्रभावित हुए और कैसे अपने एरिया में वो राइट्स के लिए काम करें। आज हमने इंडिया कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन क्विज़ के और विनर्स को भी ऑनर किया, और मूलतः मैं कहूँगा कि बहुत अच्छा पार्टिसिपेशन रहा, और हमें बहुत गौरव है कि भारत का कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, जो भारत का संविधान है, वो आज 70 साल पूरा हुआ, और हमें पूरा आशा है कि कई 70 साल ऐसे बीत जाएंगे कि हम गौरवशाली भारत के कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के साथ भारत को हम एक विकसित और उज्जवल देश बनाने में समर्थ होंगे।
So I just thank you all so much for coming, and I'm really grateful to the Consul General for sort of working through the schedule so kindly and generously, because sort of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are terrible days for teaching, and they were really kind and accommodating me. I think now, India's had one of the few constitutions that's actually managed to last for such a long time. If we look at the post-colonial histories of other countries, or if we see constitutions in general, the average lifespan of constitutions is under 20 years, right? And the Indian constitution is now, it's 70 years old. And so one of the interesting things for us to think about is what was the Indian founding actually about? What was special about it? What was unique about it? And one way in which we actually sometimes don't ask that question is we don't think that there's something that's special about it, right? So whatever was done in a way was already done in the late 18th century with the American and the French revolutions, right? And then other countries are just following that path. And I don't quite think that that's right. I think that there's something special and interesting, even unique about the Indian founding. And I think people at the time understood that. So as the year 1946 came to an end, and Jawaharlal Nehru introduced the Aims and Objects Resolution in the Constitutional Assembly of India, he basically spoke, interestingly enough, with a hint of regret. And he said that, one of the unfortunate legacies of the past has been that there's actually been no real understanding of the Indian problem. And what Nehru felt was that Indians were yet to grasp why their revolution was so important. He felt that actually it mirrored the American, the French, and the Russian Revolution in historical meaning. And in some sense, it was exceptional for the problem that it tried to solve. And I think that one of the things sort of, to think about is that in the last sort of 2 or 3 decades, there's been an outpouring of literature around actually the justifications for empire, right, and British rule, and there's a lot of writing on that, and we even see that today, right, books on the East India Company, so on and so forth. But there's actually been less interest or less attention in the other side of the story, which is that we now know a lot of the arguments for why empire was justified, but we actually don't quite know how Indians responded to the specific arguments on which empires were built. So one of the arguments on which empires were built was actually that a place like India is incapable of democracy. And it's incapable of democracy because it doesn't have the preconditions necessary for democratic rule, namely a certain kind of homogeneity in social and religious terms, or for example, a certain level of literacy or a certain level of wealth and a certain growth in administrative institutions.
Hi, my name is Dr. Neeta Jain. I'm Democratic District Leader from New York State Assembly District 25, Part B in Queens. And I'm also a President of Daniel Patrick Democratic Club. And today we are here at Indian Consulate. It is my honor and privilege to be here today as we celebrated 70th India Constitution Day here in Indian Consulate in New York. And we had a very good discussion on the Constitution topic. We also had a guest speaker, Professor Khosla from Columbia University, who really enlightened us with the knowledge of Constitution and how it was made and how it was carried on till today. And we also had Assemblyman David Weprin. So I'm really proud of to be a participant from both countries as an Indian born and American social worker, I would say. I love to serve my community, and that's what I do. And I belong to a oldest democracy, and I belong to a largest democracy of the world. And both democracies, as I believe, we both have the same constitution background. We both believe in justice and liberty for all, and that's what we discuss here today. Thank you so much, ITV, for having me, and happy Thanksgiving to all of you, and thank you, ITV family. Thanks.
Yes, good evening. I'm Assemblyman David Weprin from Queens County, representing one of the largest Indian American populations in New York City and New York State. And I'm so proud to join all my friends in the Indian American community and the Indian community celebrating the 70th anniversary of Constitution Day in India, celebrating the creation of the Indian Constitution. And there are so many similarities between the United States of America and India. United States of America being the oldest democracy and India being the largest democracy in the world. So I'm just so happy to celebrate here Constitution Day at the Indian Consulate.
So as Ambassador Sandeep Chakravarti ji asked me, first of all, I want to say as an American, on behalf of American Constitution, when we start any assembly or any meeting, we say Pledge of Allegiance. And in that Pledge of Allegiance, there are few words are which our Indian Constitution also shared, and we also believe in that. So those words are like one nation under God, individual, justice and liberty for all. So I believe the Indian Constitution and Indian theory is not any different than American. And it is really my privilege to be part of both the oldest democracy and the largest democracy in the world. And I lived half of my life in India and half of my life here up to this point. And I got involved through a community service in American politics. As our Assemblyman David Weprin knows me, we know each other for more than 20 years, and we work together. So our philosophy is same, justice and liberty for all.
Vraj is located in Pennsylvania and is the main temple for Pushti Marg in the US. Pushti Marg was founded by Jagadguru Vallabhacharya Ji. In this devotional tradition, Lord Krishna is worshipped in the form of a small child. The Pushti path artistically offers mind and senses to the ultimate reality with music and shringar. Founder and advisor of Vraj, Pramod Bhai Amin, President-elect Vijay Shah, Aarti Shah, and lead Haveli music singer at Vraj, Roshan Bhai Desai, spoke to Ashok Vyas for ITV Gold. Parak Worldwide and ITV Gold's chairman, Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parak, is also one of the trustees of Vraj. Here's the report.
मैं जब 91 में आई तब मुझे ये व्रज का पता नहीं था, बट 93 में जब पहली बार आई तो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा कि ठाकुर जी यहाँ खुद विराज रहे हैं और हमको यहाँ का दर्शन होने लगा, तो हम फिर बार बार आने लगे। हम लोग 24-25 साल के थे तभी, और फिर हम आते गए और यहाँ पे हमारी सेवा ठाकुर जी ने स्वीकार कर ली और हमको लगा कि यही हमारा धाम है, यही प्रभु का घर जो हमारे से संकड़ा हुआ है। एंड दैट्स व्हाई वी स्टार्टेड कमिंग। और हमारी बच्ची जो थी वो भी साथ में आ रही थी, एंड अभी वो मेडिकल स्कूल में है, बट उसको भी बहुत अच्छा लगता है, एंड शी इज़ ऑल्सो इन्वॉल्व इन दिस।
और शादी के बाद जब आरती के साथ मैं यहाँ आने लगा तो पता नहीं कुछ कनेक्शन हुआ कि यहाँ एक ऐसा अट्रैक्शन है जो कहीं नहीं है। तो शायद ठाकुर जी की लीला मुझ पे रही होगी कि मुझे प्रेरणा मिली कि मैं यहाँ आऊँ और बारंबार आता जाऊँ। और आने के बाद जैसे वन थिंग लेड टू द अदर, थोड़ा सा हमने सेवा के लिए कुछ किया, कोई भेंट सिस्टम बनाई। फिर लोगों ने कहा कि आप कमेटी में इन्वॉल्व होइए। मैंने कहा मैं रहूँगा तो सदा, जब तक ज़िंदा हूँ तब तक व्रज सेवक रहूँगा, और मुझसे जो होगा वो प्रयत्न मैं ज़रूर करूँगा, चाहे कोई भी कमेटी हो। इंटेंट यही है कि बस व्रज के सेवक रहूं और सेवक की तरह जो भी हमसे सेवा हो सके वो मैं करूं।
तो आरती जी और विजय जी, आपका धन्यवाद करते हुए कोई एक ऐसा भजन का या कीर्तन का कोई ऐसा अंश है जो आपको बहुत ही प्रिय रहता हो? सभी होंगे, लेकिन तो आरती जी आप भी वो हमारे साथ बांटिएगा, और फिर आपका भी उसमें अनुरोध आपसे।
जशोदा जी मैया तेरी तो क्या कहनी, जो ब्रह्मा को दर्शन नहीं हुए उनको हुए, वो सबसे बड़ी। तो ये क्या है, हमारा जो पुष्टि मार्गी जो आनंद प्रमोद, तो दिल में जो आनंद से जो कीर्तन करते हैं वो बहुत अच्छा है। तो जब हमारा जो ठाकुर जी ने हमको जन्म दिया है वो आनंद प्रमोद और सेवा भाव से बस।
तो इसी कीर्तन के बोल हैं, जशोदा तेरे भाग्य की कही न जाए, जो मूर्ति ब्रह्मादिक दुर्लभ सो प्रगटे हैं। तो मतलब जशोदा जी का भाग्य देखिए, जो मूर्ति ब्रह्मा जी को दुर्लभ है उनको खिलाने का मौका यशोदा जी को बारंबार मिला। इससे बड़ा भाग्य क्या होता है।
अब मंगला के समय भी कुछ कीर्तन होते हैं, फिर राजभोग और अलग अलग अमोग, तो एक पूरा साहित्य है हवेली संगीत का। उसके बारे में ज्ञान भी स्वतः होता गया या वो विधिवत आपने किसी से सीखा?
उसके ज्ञान की बात ऐसी है जो हमारे बुजुर्ग के उनसे सामने सीखा। बाकी जो हमारे वल्लभ कुल के बालक हैं उन्होंने सभी ने पुस्तकें बनाई है कि मंगला में कौन से पद गाने के, श्रृंगार में कौन से पद गाने के, राजभोग में कौन से पद गाने के, शाम को कौन से पद गाने के। उस हिसाब से राग भी उस हिसाब से आधारित है कि सुबह में ये राग गाते, दोपहर में ये राग गाते, शाम को ये राग गाते। जैसे गर्मी के दिन होते उष्ण काल, तो उस टाइम पे अलग अलग तरह के सारंग के प्रकार गाए जाते हैं। जैसे गौड़ सारंग, वृंदावनी सारंग, नूर सारंग, सावत सारंग। सारंग राग है जो गर्मी ठंडी प्रदान, ठंडा राग है। तो गर्मी के दिनों में वो राग गाने से ठाकुर को ठंडी शीतलता मिलती है। ऐसे अभी शीतकाल चल रहा है, ठंडी के दिन है, तो राजभोग में आसावरी, धनासरी, टोड़ी, वो सब राग आपको गाओ तो गर्मी पैदा करते हैं, उष्णकाल उस गर्मी प्रदान होती है, तो वो राग शीतकाल में गाए जाते हैं। तो ऐसे ये जो प्रणाली का पूरी बनी हुई है हमारी संगीत की कि सुबह में कौन से पद गाने के, शाम को कौन से गाने, कौन सा राग कौन समय गाने का, उस हिसाब से हम चलते हैं। और सब हमारे पास लिखा हुआ रहता है कि कौन से पद कौन से राग में गाए जाते हैं, कौन से ताल में गाए जाते हैं।
सबसे पहले यहाँ 265 एकड़ है और एक छोटा सा झरना बढ़ रहा है, उनको हमको भावात्मक यमुना जी कहते हैं। तो ऐसा आप बच्चे लोग को ये भी बता सकते हो कि अभी एनवायरमेंटल प्रोटेक्शन एजेंसी अभी तो 20 साल ही हुआ, फेडरल गवर्नमेंट आई। भारतीय संस्कार और भारतीय चिंतन में नदी पर्वत सबको पहले से एनवायरमेंट के भगवत स्वरूप से पूजा जाते थे, इसलिए यहाँ यमुना जी विराज रही है, गिरिराज जी विराज रहे हैं। तो यहाँ की जो सेवा की आप बात करते हो, तो मैंने पूर्व बताया वो नंदालय है, इसलिए नंद का घर है। हमारे मुखिया जी यशोदा राज्य का स्वरूप है। और एक्रेडिटेशन बोलते हैं तो भारतवर्ष में प्राइम पॉन्टिफ जो वैष्णवी जमा का है, जो नाथद्वारा में श्रीजी द्वार में उदयपुर के करीब विराज रहे, तो हमारी परिभाषा में हमारे श्रीनाथ जी उनके श्रीमस्तक पे विराजते हैं। तो इसलिए आंग्ल भाषा में बोलूँ तो ऐसा है कि ऑफिशियली एक्रेडिटेड श्रीनाथजी श्राइन फॉर द वेस्टर्न हेमिस्फीयर.
And Pramod bhai, there is one question which many even devotees have. तो बालकृष्ण का जो स्वरूप है वो तो अलग होता है और श्रीनाथ जी का तो स्वरूप है वो अलग है. तो श्रीनाथ जी का प्राकट्य जो है वो 500 कुछ बरस पूर्व हुआ, उसके बारे में थोड़ा सा बताएं किस तरह वो दोनों एक हैं.
जैसे मैंने बताया, आपका स्क्रिप्चर्स में पढ़ा होता गोवर्धन पर्वत जो सब इंद्र को सामग्री धराते थे, बारिश के देव. तो फिर वहाँ आए तो बालकृष्ण ने उनके पिताजी को पूछा कि आप कुछ अपेक्षित भाव से कुछ सेवा नहीं करनी चाहिए, तो इंद्र को मत डराओ. और उन्होंने मोनिज्म एकेश्वरवाद का प्रतिपादन किया कि इस सब देव देवी इंद्र प्रकार से सब एक ब्रह्म का ही अंश है, स्वरूप है. तो बोले सामग्री किसको दे रहा है? तो श्री कृष्ण बोलते हैं हम शैलोश में, ये गिरिराज पर्वत है, वो मेरा ही स्वरूप है. तो उस दिन से आज कार्तिक शुक्ल प्रतिपदा के दिन सब हिंदू मंदिर में अन्नकूट धराया जाता है. मैं उसका इसलिए निर्देश किया कि श्रीनाथ जी का प्रागट्य वही गोवर्धन पर्वत में हुआ. आज से 520 साल पूर्व सदु पांडे करके एक गोपालक हुए, गिरिराज पर्वत की उत्तर दिशा में रहते थे अन्योर गांव में. तो उनकी एक गौआ, उसका नाम था धूमर, वो जरा भी दूध नहीं देते थे. तो जब भी शोधने कर कि कौन चोरी करता है, तो गिरिराज पर्वत पे एक शिला के ऊपर जाके उनका आंचल में से अपने आप दूध का स्त्राव होता था और नीचे गुफा में रहे हुए भगवत स्वरूप उसको अभिषेक होता था. तो सब व्रजवासी ने देखा, उसको पर्वतकेरा देव करके पूजा करने लगे. तो जो गुरु है, जो भारतवर्ष के प्रधान आचार्य शंकराचार्य, मध्वाचार्य, रामानुजाचार्य, निम्बाकाचार्य और सबसे आधुनिक वल्लभाचार्य, तो उनको श्रीनाथ जी बाबा ने स्वप्न दिया कि मैं गिरिराज पर्वत पे प्रकट हुआ हूँ, तो आके मेरा सेवाक्रम स्थापो. तो महाप्रभु जी आया, श्रीनाथ जी बाबा दौड़ते दौड़ते आए, उनका मिलन हुआ, फिर ऊपर मंदिर किया. तो वो श्रीनाथ जी है, स्वयंभू प्रकट हुए. हम ऐसे मानते हैं कोई शिल्पकार ने उनका मूर्ति गढ़ा हुआ नहीं है, वो निधि के स्वरूप है. तो वही श्रीनाथ जी है और वही बालकृष्ण का स्वरूप है. और वो हमारे गुरु को सब स्वप्न में आए, वो भावात्मक है. लेकिन श्रीनाथ जी आप चित्र देखोगे, आप बताना कि बालकृष्ण वही श्रीनाथ जी है, श्रीनाथ जी वही बालकृष्ण है.
You are watching Vision of Asia, Voice of the Community. This special offering of ITV Gold comes to you every Monday to Thursday at 8 p.m., while the special weekly edition is shown on Sundays at 11 a.m. Thanks for your encouraging response and support. Now join me in appreciating our sponsors. Vision of Asia continues right after these messages, so don't go anywhere. The Princeton India Business Conclave was organized by the Consulate General of India and the Federation of Indian Associations on November 24th. This was the first of its kind event with information for entrepreneurs to work towards developing businesses between India and the US. Here's the report.
I think it is important that we see a significant change in India in the last couple of decades. Demographics have changed. We are today 1.3 billion people. 50% of the population is below the age of 30. So we are a very, very young country. We have a per capita GDP per individual wealth in the country moved from $250 to $1,900 in the last 3-4 decades. The young population needs better opportunities. They don't need basic necessities anymore. They need better facilities. They need, because of technology, and they see what around the world, what other countries enjoy, they have the risk appetite. So there is a significant change in the way Indians have been thinking.
We gathered here for talking about the India's economy in the 5 trillion, at the same time how to invest, why one should invest in India, what the growth in India, your investment. And for that one we had a very good panelist here, and the community is very happy to see. Federation of Indian Association, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, They are the one who partner with the Consulate General of India, New York, and make sure that we should do such a kind of the event where community get very much benefited from everyone. And this is some kind of the events where we all believe to gather and brainstorm at the same time, generate the revenue, and make sure that we should give back to our motherland. Thank you.
Interest rate is slowly getting into the economy, and drop in interest rates will generate more interest in terms of lending. And I believe that with all these reforms, we will see a very steady flow in terms of economy growth. The economy would bottom out in this quarter in our understanding. September quarter would be the worst of our economy. December quarter will be better than September. January quarter would be better than the December quarter. And I believe June 2020 would start seeing the economy growing significantly.
In the past year, in 2018, there were about $15 billion in terms of investments that were done by SoftBank and other leading Axel Ventures. But today, for the past 9 months that has gone by in the year 2019, with the the economy the way it's pledging and it's come below 5 at the present juncture, with all that said and done, there were many deals which were done which go over almost about $500 million. I in particular talked about the startup ecosystem in India and how that is making a change, and how data that is being used by the Indians today, 1.3 billion Indians have started to use internet, and it's going in every nook and cranny of India. Every village is having that. So it gives us immense pleasure to learn that over the next 10 years, India would be a 10 trillion economy and will be in the first 3 largest economies of the world. It is a very upbeat kind of an environment today, and with the political system in India, there is every possibility that we'll achieve and hit that target. Key to all this, like I mentioned first, logistics and mobility. That's the number one industry where investment is happening. The second piece is in the fintech and financial services, which has always been one of the areas going back many years. And the third leading space in business is the e-commerce. So the Flipkarts and various other such e-commerce companies, Ola for instance, it's a mobility company, but now they are coming into e-commerce as well. So those are the kind of new business areas.
I'm here with the FIA team to help and organize this event. This is a one-of-a-kind of event that Consulate General's Office and FIA had arranged, and I think it is very, very informative. And we hope that we can have this kind of event on an annual basis on a bigger venue. With that, I would like to thank you for the participants and the promoter of this event. And I would like to also thank you, ITV.
There are a few opportunities in the fintech I would like to address is the blockchain and the artificial intelligence. Blockchain was already there in India or in the US from the decades ago, where one of the first blockchain, maybe you're talking about the driver's license, where once you take the primary record, it will never be tampered and it is ceased to exist. So taking the fundamentals of how the blockchain, that's one area of opportunity. And the second opportunity is the land reforms, where the Indian population is growing up, but the land remains the same. So the opportunity in the agribusiness, looking at the Indian economy and the administration, I think that's one area of opportunity.
It was a good discussion, talking more on the spectrum of how with 1.3 billion people and most of the industry is going into services sector, how we can cater to those kind of challenges, which is coming up. So once again, I want to thank all those panel members, and I want to thank General Consulate to set these things up more on, so that dialogue is continued and maintained. Thanks. Thank you.
Now it's time to update our understanding about the 7 essentials in South Asian fashion this holiday season. Indo-Pak Heritage worked with ITV Gold to create this report. Our own Aditi Lamba agreed to model the clothing and share the significance of the different outfits. Here's a colorful and lighthearted report on the fashion trend only for the viewers of ITV Gold. Take a look.
With Indo-Pak Heritage, a quick shout out to Nayab Manzoor and her entire amazing team that have helped us put some essential looks together for all South Asian women that are watching our show. So this is our look one. My first look, which was very important for me, was to really showcase my love and my own style. And I think this look definitely shows that. As a South Asian myself, I absolutely love and admire both Pakistani and Indian styles, and I think this one look truly puts it together. This is a plaza look and also a sharara suit. So it could be used for multi-purpose for a variety of events, ranging from smaller wedding events to even fancier gala and other evening receptions, depending upon how you kind of style it. So today we have it styled with some golden jewelry, because this beautiful peach pink outfit, which is made out of chiffon, very light by the way and super wavy, has a great look and appeal of gold texture on it. If you look closely here, the entire outfit is marked by kundan work around it, making it have a very traditional but a very unique incrut look here. You know, if you look very closely with my outfit, it's marked with the very famous chiffon fabric, which is literally popular through all of India. The fabric is light, but you can really experiment with it, and that's what I really like about this. It has a lot of unique qualities in one item. Look closely, we have sequins, we have borders, we have this amazing dupatta that has a variety of texture and flavor to it, and the whole look really gives you sort of like a royal finish, but it's very easy to carry. So stay tuned, we're gonna bring you look number 2. And now for this look, which I think is so highly essential for every South Asian woman watching. If you are South Asian, having a glam, perfectly out in the face look is so important for all the big events, for all the parties, all the galas, all the receptions, and so much more. And it's also very important that you are able to actually recreate looks through it and reuse it, because essentially these are the outfits that you would actually truly invest in. And you would want to make sure that you could create many things out of that. I truly think the versatility and use of creating many looks from South Asian, clothes or outfit is really not used enough. There's so much you can play with it. So I think this outfit truly reflects that. Let me explain why I chose this outfit as a top essential for every South Asian girl to have this season for holiday glam look. If you look at it, this entire outfit is just 2 pieces, a top piece and a beautiful skirt. It is a gold sequin, beautiful long lehenga skirt, which definitely is a must for every South Asian girl. Do you know why? Because a person like me can wear this entire outfit like this with something Indian on top for a reception, for a wedding. But then, if I want to go to one of my exclusive red carpet events featuring Priyanka Chopra or Vivek Oberoi, or another event in which Javed Akhtar is sitting down with me, I would simply just wear a nice velvet crop top or a different piece of crop top that will show you later on the show to just simmer down the look but still keep the gap. On top, today we have combined it with a beautiful traditional Indian top, but it also has a very Pakistani appeal to it. Again, we're playing with lots of colors this season. It's a red net fabric with, again, lots of shimmer and sequences on the border, but then we're combined it with the same kundan work. Again, kundan is gold, has that texture. The bronze is really reflective to this entire look too. And look at these beautiful bordered, sleeves and collars, which really give a beautiful amplified look to this whole thing. And obviously, when I have all of this amazing work for all of the audiences to see, who needed any more necklaces or anything to be attached to it? We added a pair of these amazing, beautiful earrings to just finish the look and to just give it diversified, sort of like an Indo-Pak look. We have added this little side beautiful hairpiece. We added this look because everything else was so beautiful and elegant and glamorous that we just needed something around the ears and something around here. So again, red, greens, blues, gold, silver, it's all about shimmer. And I think this is definitely something that you can work with. And also with this top, you could also switch out for pants. Stay tuned, I'll be bringing you my next essential look if you're a South Asian woman and you want to just have fun. And a definite essential here is what I'm wearing, everyone, for our entire audience. We are talking today about a proper Indian fusion look, super popular for all these South Asian Americans living here in the US. Especially all my Indian friends, you know exactly what I'm talking about. All the Instagram bloggers, Facebook fans, and so much more love putting on looks like this. Especially for someone like me who works in the world of media, for so many red carpets, for all these really professional corporate but somewhat fancy events, I love to really put together an Indian fusion look like this, put on a jacket and go and do my job. So today, what are we talking about? First of all, a shout out to from this amazing boutique Indo-Pak Heritage, Ajay, for creating this beautiful crop top. We're today talking about another beautiful flavor, in the holiday season, the beiges and the gold, and we're talking about a gold satin crop top. We are talking about today with it, we have a beautiful stonework border on the sleeves and which really beautifully accentuates this blouse without overpowering it. And the satin has its own shimmer, so we absolutely like it and I feel super comfortable in this. Pair this today up with these beautiful beige plazo pants, super comfortable. Actually, these are called Sharara pants. They kind of are interchangeable for me because they feel super comfortable, super airy, super flowy. And what I love is, again, that print block work you see here, this beautiful details to every outfit that you see. And the color totally shines through it and is super comfortable and it's super fusion. I paired these up with some beautiful gold, sort of a bronze looking earrings, and they do have a multicultural color to it and touch to it, has multicolor patterns because the entire outfit had a very bronze, gold, beige, monochromic look going on. I wanted to sort of break it out with these beautiful, colorful.
Follow ITV Gold's Facebook page. Write to us with details of events to events@itvgold.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch our shows at your convenience. It's time now for a short break. Vision of Asia, Voice of the Community will return with more news stories, so don't touch that remote. Sports injuries need to be addressed in a professional manner. Athletes may get hurt during a recreational league game, and that may result into forced retirement for some athletes or players. The attention paid towards the physical and mental efforts of the recovery of an athlete is shared in the form of a book with other details by Udit Dave. Hidden Heroes, the role of physicians in sports, helps readers appreciate the parallel world of athletes and players, which plays a very important role in sustaining their success. Udit Dave spoke to Aditi Lamba for ITV Gold viewers at our studio. Here's some highlights from that conversation.
So on the show today, I have with me author Udit Dave, and we are so excited to talk to him about what he's doing, his role in writing, and also his passion for medicine. Udit, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's so great to have, such a young South Asian with us because usually we're getting somebody who's so much older, they've done a lot of work. We talk to writers, we talk to authors, we talk to medical professionals, athletes, other people from the industries, but it's very rare do we get like a very young person who is still in the field who is still trying to become a doctor but has already written a book. So just starting off this interview with you, Hidden Heroes, very interesting concept. I think it has a lot to do with medicine and its role in sports, however much I've read on it. Talk to me about what sort of, started this idea that I want to write a book, and being an undergrad, when you are applying to med school, quite a difficult time to choose to write a book, wouldn't you say that?
Right, yeah. So I guess, growing up as a kid, I never really enjoyed writing that much, to be really honest with you. Like, it was never sort of a goal long-term to want to write a book, but that sort of changed when I was studying abroad in Australia. And around the same time, my grandfather passed away, and he lived with us, and we're super close, and it sort of came out of nowhere for me. So to sort of cope with that, I started, the two things I turned to were exercise and writing. And I've always been interested in sports a lot, and my grandfather was a doctor, and I was already in the process of thinking about med school at that point. So, thinking about sports and then thinking about medicine, researching these two topics together and how they intersect was something that was really interesting for me. So, as I spoke to experts in the field and did the research for myself, I really saw something there that I wanted to share with other people, and I thought writing was the best way to do that. So, sort of over the course of those 6 months or so, I sort of produced a book, and I was lucky enough to get it published.
I want to go more into your family and you being South Asian in a little bit, but I kind of want to focus on Hidden Heroes real quick here.
Sure.
So you wrote this book in a very short time period. You were obviously inspired, and it was more of, coping with grief during that time. But writing a book and then having that process in which you have to detail sports legends and how they have overcome their physical struggles, their sports injury. Talk to me about how you sort of gathered all that information. I know you were telling me that you've had the opportunity to interact with many professionals, and I'm sure you've talked a lot, but talk to me about that process that took you to sort of garner that information.
So I think the most difficult part of that information gathering process is, patients and their doctors have a very sacred bond.
Yeah.
And something you tell your doctor is going to, be confidential, and the doctor is responsible to keep that information to themselves. But in the case of athletes, sometimes they know how inspirational their stories can be, and because of that, sometimes they'll give their doctors certain extra levels of, you can tell other people about this, or if you get interviewed, you can disclose this. So it's sort of putting the bits and pieces together to get as much information as I could, because I wanted to tell their story as truthfully as I could, but I didn't want to violate that sacred contract that they have with their doctors. So a lot of it was, finding stuff that was already out there, on the internet and stuff like that, interviews that they've given to other people, and then sometimes I was actually fortunate enough to talk to athletes themselves, so that was probably the best source of information. And then, talking to doctors, they gave a lot of, technical information, but not as much as they could about the person themselves. So it's basically pulling from a lot of these different places and then putting that together was what's in the chapters.
Lots of resources, wouldn't you say that?
Yeah, I would agree.
Well, I'm holding the book here for everyone, Hidden Heroes. Grab your copy. It is available on Amazon and other outlets as well. I think the title is really interesting. Hidden Heroes obviously is about these heroes, which are actually the physicians and the doctors.
Right.
But then also we're talking about all these sports, athletes and all these pioneers. Talk to me about, sort of how did you decide who these people were going to be? And also, in terms of gathering information, how did you sort of put together those aspects in that terms?
Sure. So one thing I'll actually tell you is as soon as the book got published, so one of the people I talked about there was Kevin Durant, and so actually right after the book got released, he ruptured his Achilles and he was out again.
Oh, wow.
So I sort of felt some sort of I wish I could write a sequel right away and detail his next recovery and all of that. So, but to answer your original question, I really picked these people because they're people that I was inspired by and I looked up to when I was growing up. And I've seen these athletes get hurt and then bounce back, and that's been inspirational to me throughout my life. So I wanted to, each chapter sort of starts off with me talking about a moment in my life where I can remember watching one of these athletes play, or how they've inspired me myself, and then from there I go into sort of talking about their recoveries and all of that. So picking these athletes was pretty easy because there's people I've looked up to my whole life, so it was pretty easy to pick who I wanted to talk about.
And then, also perhaps the people that have interest in sports and also medicine, do you think they are going to be easily able to sort of relate to these players?
Yeah, I think so for sure because a lot of like the medical stuff I didn't really know myself either because I'm not in med school yet. So a lot of it was me sort of learning it as best as I could and then deconstructing it a little bit so general audience could understand it. So in terms of being able to relate to whatever information's in there, I think it's pretty digestible. And a lot of people have also played sports and gotten hurt.
That's true.
I've dislocated my shoulder playing basketball in high school, so I've sort of seen the patient side of it and what that feels like, and I'm sure a lot of other people also have. So being able to relate their own recovery to the recoveries of these athletes, I think, is a unique experience.
You did a concept of crowdfunding for this book, if I'm not wrong.
Right.
And then there's a lot of resources that sort of, I'm sure, brought together the book in terms of getting a publisher, getting venues to publish the book, sort of giving it that exposure. Talk to me about some of the hardest aspects of that.
So I think the hardest aspect was just putting myself out there.
Yeah.
Initially, because as you said, but when I was in the process of funding the book and starting to get it published, I was only 20 and I'm 21 now. So I was just afraid that people wouldn't take me seriously or, like just because I don't have that MD yet or, I'm only 20, like I felt that people might not take what I'm saying seriously. And they'd be like, oh, just wait a couple more years until you're older, until you have more education to sort of be taken seriously. So that was the biggest sort of hurdle.
So why didn't you wait? I know I'm intruding you here, but why not wait till you get done with med school? I would love to ask you that question because the book is about someone recovering from sports injuries and you sort of getting that inspiration. Talk to me about why it was important to sort of release it before that.
So when I sort of had that finished product in my hands, it was so inspiring to me to write that, and I knew that people would benefit a lot from reading it, where, I felt obligated to just put it out. Like, I think I can write more books once I'm a doctor, like once I'm in med school, but I'm really happy with what I produced here, and I was sort of ready to put that out into the world. And I think that if you have something to say, then you're obligated to sort of share that with the world, so that's what I did.
With that, we come to the end of this week's program. Thanks for making Vision of Asia, Voice of the Community, a part of your weekend. Once again, this December gives us a good opportunity to reflect on 2019 and plan for 2020. We will be sharing tips on making the most of 2020 in our upcoming programs. Do join me next week for another weekly edition of Vision of Asia. Until we meet again, have a pleasant week ahead. I'm Kala Shankar. Namaste.